Hello boys and girls, today we're going to have some fun and we're going to do a bit of a wintry landscape inspired by the artist known as Wasily Kandinsky. So Wasily Kandinsky was an artist who really did a lot of works with shapes. He was a Russian painter who is pioneered with a movement called abstract art. And if you ever look at any of his pictures, which I'm going to put up, he has a lot of things that deal with different shapes, different lines, and it really doesn't look like a picture. It looks like he's just having fun putting stuff on a canvas. But there are some times when it kind of does look a bit like a picture. So we're actually going to take some of his art as inspiration today, and we're going to make a fun little snow-inspired landscape with a snowman and a tree. So first things first is I have my paper here. Now, normally I would be using blue construction paper with white, but since we don't have that, I'm just going to be using white construction paper. So I'm going to start out with my pencil. And I'm going to first do kind of a wavy line towards the bottom, kind of like to show like the hill area where the snowman might be with the tree. So I'm going to kind of start up a little bit towards the top here, and I'm going to kind of go down and then up a little bit, just like that. And this is going to be my snow eventually. But first things first, I want to put in my snowman and I want to put in my tree. So, one of the pictures that Wasily Kandinsky did was one that had a bunch of circles, inside circle, and it's kind of almost like a bullseye. So I'm going to kind of take that, and I'm going to do that with my snowman and with my tree as well. So I'm going to start with the snowman right here, actually. And I'm going to do a nice big circle, just as if I was really drawing a snowman. So Miss Sika always likes to try and get a perfect circle. That doesn't always happen, but Miss Sika can try. And then remember, you erase the inside line because we don't need that. And I'm going to do the rest of the body, like the next level, and then the top part for the face. Just for right now. And I'm not adding anything to this guy just yet because I still have to do the inside parts. So now I'm going to do the top one. Miss Sika can't seem to get a circle right. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another circle inside each of these. So I'm going to do another circle. Another circle. And one more. And then for these two, I'm going to do one last circle. The only reason I'm not doing it up here is because I do eventually want to put a face in there. Now, I'm going to do the tree, and I'm going to kind of do the tree the same way where it's, got several different layers inside of it. So I'm going to do a triangle right over here. And once again, I'm going to erase this line inside the triangle. Then I'm going to do another triangle right inside. And I'm going to do one more. Just like that. And if I wanted to, I can add the stem right here. And maybe because we're in the snow, it kind of looks like it's in the snow. So I'm just going to do that. So here is my snowman and my tree. Everything ready to go. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to find a dark blue. Now if you have markers, crayons, or even colored pencils. You can do whatever. You could even combine all of them if you wanted to. So actually for this one, Mystica is going to stick with crayons just in case. So right now I'm going to want to see if I have a dark blue. And I'm going to color the entire background a dark blue. So I'm going to start with just coloring all around my shapes. Maybe I even outline real quick, just so I know where my shapes are. Just like that. Then I'm going to start coloring all around. Okay, now that I've colored my background, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to color my tree first. And since most of the trees we see around this time are usually pine trees are really green. Now there are sometimes when they might be a darker green, sometimes when they might be a lighter green. It also depends on age of the tree. So since I'm using crayons, I actually am going to use different colors of green. Now, if you don't have different colors of green, you can just use the same green and make it darker or lighter by pressing down or by, barely touching the paper with your crayon. So it's completely up to you. So I'm actually gonna just stick with 2 greens right now. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to actually first color the whole thing very lightly with my lighter green. So I'm going to color the whole thing very, very lightly with my light green right now. Just very, very lightly color the whole thing. And now I'm going to do that medium-sized triangle with the dark green. Now I could leave it like this, but I'm actually going to make the bigger triangle a little bit darker. So I'm going to take my light green again and I'm going to press down just a little bit more. Not too much, but just a little bit, so that way it's a little bit darker than the inside triangle. Just like this. So you see I still have a light green from earlier, and then I've got the darker green, and then I've got like a medium green. We're going to kind of do the same thing over here with our snowman. And we're going to be doing a lot of alternating of blues. And we're going to make sure we also keep some white in there too, because snowmen are made of snow, and obviously they are white. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave those 2 little dots right down there white. And I'm going to get a blue. So I've got like a blue, maybe not a blue-green. But I want to get like different color blues, so I have a lot of different crayons. Now, if you don't have a lot of crayons, or you're using colored pencils, or if you're using markers, if you have different colors of blue markers, you're going to want to use that. If you have different colors of blue for colored pencils, you're going to want to use those. If you have different colored blues for crayons, that's what you're going to want to use. So I'm going to actually start out with this really light blue. And I'm going to start by doing this circle as a light blue. And I'm not too worried about the fact that I haven't done a face yet. I can do that in a little bit. And then you know what? I'm going to skip down. I'm going to do this one with the light blue. So I'm going around. That's the whole point of this, is to kind of like still to do all these shapes with all these different colors and to still have fun with it. And you know what? I think I'm going to gonna do that teeny tiny little dot with the blue right there. Just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna do a different blue. I'm gonna just put that light blue away first. And I'm gonna do a different blue. I think I've got a nice one. This is like an indigo right here. It says indigo on it. And I'm gonna do this medium-sized circle. Just like that. Ooh, that kind of looks a bit purplish. Which is perfectly fine. Maybe I even want to take this and do the bigger circle with this color. And it works too because it's kind of, it still stands out a little bit against the dark blue. And it kind of looks really nice against that. And you don't have to do it that way. You can do it different ways. Like, this is the fun of this, is that you can like change it up if you want to. And maybe I might even get another blue and do the white around, and do it differently around here. Or I can even do the white around that. Maybe I get like this sort of like, looks like they call it periwinkle. Maybe I get this, and maybe I do this. Actually, that kind of looks really nice. I might even want to use that in part of my snow. And so there is my snowman for right now. I will add some, I'm going to add like some eyes to him. So I'm actually going to get some black. And I'm going to do little circles for the eyes. And maybe little circles for like a mouth. And then how you want to add like a nose or maybe even arms. So maybe I'm going to get a brown, because usually when people make arms in a snowman, they use twigs from a tree. And usually twigs are brown. So maybe I'm going to add arms just like that. And while I have the brown, I might as well do the tree trunk over here. Maybe I can even get some orange and do a little carrot nose. Just a simple line just like that. And now if I wanted to, I could add a little bit more. If I wanted to, I could even try and do a hat on him. Or if I wanted to add a little bit of blue in my snow. See, like I'm just going to take the little periwinkle blue from earlier and just kind of give it nice little, just at the top of the snow right along here. See, just like that. And just by doing that, it makes it look even better. And so you can add what you want to. You can, change it up. It's completely up to you how you want to add to this. But this is your basic, snowman inspired by Wasily Kandinsky. And I hope you had fun, boys and girls.